Another great day for our cast dogs. Well, look who it is. It's Playful. Glad to have you here. It is 7:30 CST. That's PM, by the way. It is the 1st of May, 2021. And it's time for Cast Talks. So welcome on in. Glad to have you here with us. Cast Talks is a little show that I do every Saturday at the same time. And on this show, we take 2 hours. Hello. We take 2 hours out of the night. Just sit back and kick it and just take it easy for a little while. We hang out. We watch some cute animal videos. Talk about some good news. And generally have a good time. If you'd like to, you can post in chat and I'll answer any questions or respond as best as I can. The animal that we're going to be showing a lot of this week is mice and rats. You know, I had a problem with mice recently. They were hanging out all the inside of my house, and I had to do a little bit of legwork, me and the rest of my family, to ensure that they would stay away. But sometimes you just get some mice and you gotta shoo them off. Luckily, no mice were injured in this effort, and from what I know, they have vacated the premises, at least for now. I've had mice problems only once in my life, and that was the only time. Saw them skittering across the ground at one point when I turned the lights on. Yeah, it's really pretty crazy. We got rid of them though. And we didn't have to harm a single one, which is my favorite part. But I'll remember that now as a for sure need to be careful kind of thing. And it all turned out well in the end. So there's that. If you're listening in either present time or in the future, and if you feel like you gotta fall asleep soon, then don't worry. Just go on ahead and lie down. I won't be upset if you fall asleep to me. In fact, I prefer that. I'm a big fan of putting people to sleep, so I won't be offended. Yeah, everything got resolved properly, which is always good to hear and say as well. So, we have some good news, and we'll start off with that. Also, Playful, I hope you've had a good week. Go ahead and let me know some things you've been up to, if you don't mind. I'd love to hear about it. Our first piece of news for today. Another story about plastic and garbage waste removal from our lovely planet. This is by Good News Network from 2 days ago on April 29th. Scientists make microplastics break through, devising method to trap and remove them. Jenny, hello there. I'm so glad you could make it. I hope that your foot's doing okay. You had a crap week. One of your eyes is bothering you, so you got it checked out before it got serious. I'm glad that you got to do some of that before you had to seriously check it out. Your foot is much better. Well, that's fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. And then you stop pacing, okay? You gotta pace a little less. Maybe take more time to sit down and think instead. But don't let me tell you what to do. Just an idea. Well, do be careful with your eye. Absolutely right. Be careful with your eye there, Playful, and try your best to not mess with it too much. That's a problem I have whenever I've got an injury, is I mess with it. Hard to leave it alone. But you know, it's tough. It's really tough. Let's get into this. Microbiologists have found a way to use bacteria to trap microplastics, removing them from the environment and making them easier to recycle. The new technique, developed by scientists at Hong Kong Polytechnic University, uses bacterial biofilms, a sticky substance created by microorganisms to trap microplastic particles. The biofilm is then processed and dispersed, releasing the microplastic particles for processing and recycling. You seem to have scratched it on the inside. You got some cream, and you have to apply it to help it heal. Well, I do hope it helps you, Playful. I do hope it helps you. I have a dark spot on my left eye from where I had a musculature operation performed. But that was when I was much younger. That was over 10 years ago. Luckily, prism glasses exists and are not that expensive because that's what I wear. Glasses with little prisms that capture the light and make my eyes move a certain way when I have them on. It's mostly the left side though. My left eye has always been weaker than my right. Microplastics are hugely problematic and pose a major risk to food chains and human health, according to researcher Yang Li. They are not easily biodegradable, where they retain in the ecosystem for prolonged durations. This results in the uptake of microplastics by organisms, leading to transfer and retention of microplastics down the food chain. Same here, it's fine during the day, at night too, but when you wake up, it's acting up. Well, I think the best thing you can do is try to maybe wear a blindfold or a nightcap. And maybe that'll help you from feeling the irritation when you first wake up. I know if it's a light sensitivity thing, it's often a problem of the morning sun glaring at you. A lot of people get migraines from the morning sun, especially if they live in the desert. Luckily, I don't. But my migraine days are mostly behind me. That might help you though. The nightcaps are dirt cheap. You could probably make your own if you really wanted to, though I'm not certain how comfortable that would be. Not sure? Well, consider it for a little while, and maybe even give it a try if you'd like. And let me know how it turns out. Due to their huge surface area and absorption capacity, microplastics can absorb toxic pollutants, such as pesticides, heavy metals, and drug residues, at high concentrations. This leads to biological and chemical toxicity to organisms in the ecosystems and humans after prolonged unintended consumption of such microplastics. Moreover, microplastics are also difficult to remove in wastewater plants, resulting in their undesired release into the environment. In more detail, the researchers used the bacterium Pseudomonas aeruginosa to capture microplastics in a bioreactor. The species of bacteria is found in all environments and has previously been shown to colonize microplastics in the environment. P. aeruginosa. Biofilms cause the microplastics to aggregate together eventually causing them to sink. In bioreactors, this makes the microplastics more convenient to collect. Once the microplastics were captured by the biofilms and had sunk to the bottom of the reactor, the researchers used a biofilm dispersal gene which caused the biofilm to release the microplastics. Liu explained that this allows convenient release of microplastics from biofilm matrices, which is otherwise difficult and expensive to degrade, so that the microplastics can be later recovered for recycling. Microplastics are plastic particles less than 5 millimeters in diameter. They can enter the environment through a number of sources, including the breakdown of larger plastic pieces, washing of synthetic clothes, breakdown of car tires, and plastic waste directly from industry. The current methods for microplastic disposal, such as incineration or storage in landfill, are limited and have their own disadvantages. The next steps of the research, which was published in the Chemical Engineering Journal earlier this year, are moving the proof of concept from the lab to an environmental setting. Liu and colleagues hope the technique will eventually be used in wastewater treatment plants to help stop microplastics escaping into the oceans. They also have to find natural compounds to stimulate biofilm dispersal of the pro-biofilm forming bacterial isolates, saying this provides a basis for future applications in wastewater treatment plants where microplastics can be removed in a safe and environmentally friendly manner. Research like this that could reduce the plastification of our natural environment is good news indeed. I like that one. Alright, folks, we've got some good videos to start showing. Let's look at some rat videos. Oh, I've known a couple of rats in my time. This video is cute. Rats trying different foods from Emiology. You know, I've always thought that rats have a genuine sort of I want to call it not just precious, but curious nature. I think all tiny animals are very curious, though. Somehow more curious than larger ones. His big old bug eyes. Nibbling away. I think that's a potato he's going after. Seeing them hold food, though, it almost looks like a person in a suit. I've thought that way about a lot of different animals, though. I think I've been asked by my father at some point if I wanted to own an animal like this, and I've thought about having a rat companion, or a snake, danger noodle if you will, as a companion, but honestly, I'm really interested in like large animals, medium-sized animals, let's say. I'm more interested in a cat and a dog than I am in like a rat. I'm not against the idea, let's say, but I like something I can more seriously hold on to. And I definitely have a big interest in being covered in animals. Like, small ones would be fine. If someone had a big old tub they want me to sit in and then they poured like mice on me, I'd be okay with that as long as they hadn't been fed recently. But I don't mind being surrounded by tiny fur balls. It would take a lot of logistics though to get that many mice in a tub full of mice. I'd rather sit in a tub full of snakes than a tub full of mice, though I do think that the crawling around would get a little spooky. I've never had a bunch of snakes going around me at once, but I'm more okay with that, honestly. Snakes are no thanks to both. Oh, I respect that, Ginny. I do. Some people make challenges of it where they're like, oh, well, you know, I would, if you pay me $10,000 or something like that. But honestly, I would do it just for the experience. Because, I mean, you too, Playful. Yeah, I understand. It's really a scary concept for a lot of people. But snakes are just animals, and they just want to explore and feel up on things and be as in motion as they can be, because, you know, they love moving around. They love being held too. Very curious creatures. And certainly, I wouldn't mind snakes wandering about me, as long as they're friendly. I don't mind at all. I think that's my rule for animals, though. As long as they're friendly, I don't really have too much of a problem with them. I mean, this might be a bit of an extreme, but if there was like a very docile, this is an extreme, mind you, if there was a very docile and like openly friendly animal like a bear or maybe even a tiger, and there were other people hugging them and petting them, I'd give it a try. You know, if it's a situation where it's like they have shown many times that they're okay with people, I'd at least go over to them. You know, I'm not saying I would poop their snoot. I think about it though. I certainly would think about it. But more than anything else, I just like the idea of having like a really genuine experience with an animal. In general, I think animals are so rich and so fulfilling that if you get the chance to hug a bear or a tiger or a lion, whatever, if you get that chance, you take it, right? Because I would. That's a lot of energy right there that you can glean off of a powerful beast wrapping an arm around you or pressing its head up against your chest. That's a very good place to be. Even if it might be a little scary, they're powerful, and respecting that with a hug is a powerful thing indeed. Can mice eat shrimp? That's a shrimp, right? No, it's a mealworm. I do want to live in a society where we have restaurants for rats and stuff. I think that'd be really great to see a bunch of rats sitting on a bench and like getting their food served to them. You think that they eat anything but not these rats. That rats are not the pickiest eaters, are they? Peas and sweet corn. I'm not really the biggest fan of either, to be honest, but my sister, yeah, she loves to make, what is it? I'm gonna forget. I think it's a green bean casserole. That always makes me think of peas. You know, I've never really been a huge fan of green bean casserole, but I do enjoy when she makes it because she gets very hyped over it. I enjoy that. But if I had to choose to be stuck in a room with like a bunch of one animal, let's say, I think I would choose either cats or chinchillas. And this is assuming that they've already, you know, been fed and gone to the bathroom. It's like a very sanitary situation, that sort of thing. What would you guys prefer? What would be your animal of choice to hang out with if there were a bunch in a room? Let's say it's like a good environment, right? Good environment. Lots of good vibes. I think puppies would work too. Very okay with puppies. I do think that There is a special joy in watching animals eat. And especially like tiny animals, seeing them feel their way around and take a little try and a little nibble of things here and there. That's great. On to the next one. The cute rats TikTok. Definitely though, there is a huge world out there. Oh, is it a rat pancake? Aw. Oh, he took it. Oh, he's taking that. He's gonna nom on it. I do love me some pancakes. I've been having more pancakes recently. I'm trying to get more protein as well. I am doing my absolute darndest to remove my belly fat. And it's a process, I'll tell you that much. But something great you can do is ensure you're getting enough protein, as I'm sure many people know. If you don't have enough protein, oh look, a hairless rat. I think hairless rats are very strange looking. Hairless animals in general are strange looking. Is he grabbing a whole cookie? My gosh. These rats are just so bold. Brazenly grabbing a cookie and then just taking it around. It's also great to see animals snuggling up. Hairless rats freak you out. Well, I'm very sorry about that. What about them freaks you out, would you say? That is assuming you don't mind saying. I know for me, it's seeing the skin all bunched up. It does make me feel very conscious of how all animals look without their hair on. Like bears. Bears are not a pretty sight with their hair off. They're very strange looking. It's the same with like foxes too. Aw, two kissing rats. You know, I wonder if for me, it's because I have a difficult time. Exactly, it's just so weird, yeah. It is strange, I admit it is strange. I have a distinct dislike of hairless animals, I'd say. I'm not certain why exactly, but when they have hair on them, it makes me feel more comfortable how furry they are. And when they're hairless, like Egyptian cats, I don't remember what they're called. The Sphinx cats, the ones without any. They might be called Egyptian hairlesses. They do have a sort of strange sense to them that makes me uncomfortable. I don't mind it so much, but it looks like it would be strange to cuddle them. Though I'm very happy to see all these animals taking it easy. Sphinx cats. That was the first thing my mind went to, is a Sphinx cat. I do think though that I am really happy to have any cats. So any cat is a good cat, even a weird hairless cat. I'd still try to love them the same. Alright, on to the next one. One more, and then we'll get on to our next good news story. a tiny little jelly bean. That's what Egypt calls them, Sphinx cats. Okay. I guess I was right then. Yeah, a furry little jelly bean. Just trying to make it through the world. That's one of the cutest things, though, is a very tiny animal who's just starting out. Because they barely even have a thick skin on them. They're just so tiny. It's really beautiful to me. My friend Heidi had a litter of dogs from her. I don't think it was her Chihuahua, it was something else. But she showed me all of them, and they were happy under a heat lamp next to their mom. And the mom looked ecstatic. She was just unbelievably happy. She was just smiling so big. And I think that's something animals really have pride for, is when they have children. You know, they are extremely happy that they made it all the way to having babies. I think I would be too if I had such a short lifespan, and that was one of my huge motivators. For me, that motivation is fairly subtle. I don't really want to have kids too soon. But for like a dog, you might not live to be 15, so you gotta hurry up. Clock's ticking, So it must be very relieving to them to know that they're sort of safe genetically, you could say, at least for the moment. I think anyone could feel relief at that, though. Being able to say that it's not so easy for your line or your heritage or whatever to stop going on. Especially because dogs and cats have so many babies. There's some of those cats out there that you'll see 9 babies or something they give birth to, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they don't even have enough nipples for that. How are they gonna make it work? It's so much. But they find a way. And there's always a home out there that's in need of a cat, or a dog, or a chinchilla for that matter. I thought you'd like that one, Jenny. I thought you'd like that one. Alright, folks, we're moving on to our next good news story. Let's see, this one is, after fatal disease arrives, zoo calls in the only team of turtle-sniffing dogs in the world to help out. This is by Good News Network from April the 25th of this year. In order to preserve a species threatened by an infectious disease, St. Louis zoo scientists have hired an elite team of sleuths. Turtle-sniffing dogs, exactly. Turtle-hunting dogs, in this case. St. Louis Zoo Wildcare Park is a 425-acre site christened last year to be used as part of the zoo's extensive conservation programming. Last week, 7 Boykin Spaniels began sniffing for 3-toed box turtles, a species that has been on the decline due to development, but recently due to the emerging pathogen called the ranavirus. Not much is known about the disease. It affects turtles, fish, and amphibians, but it is particularly fatal in the case of box turtles, about 80% fatal. That's why the zoo called the man known as the Turtle Whisperer. John Rucker trained these dogs, and says they are the only dogs anywhere that could do this kind of work. Like they have done in Iowa and Illinois, the Spaniels helped the Missouri research team track and retrieve box turtles with their strong sense of smell, which allows them to find animals in a matter of hours where it would take researchers weeks. The soft-mouthed dogs gently pick up the turtles and bring them to John and the researchers, who swab the turtles' mouths and tag them to follow them for 1 year until they hibernate again. Hibernating turtles? It's not a bad thing to see a hibernating turtle. The dog's assistance comes at a crucial time. St. Louis Zoo scientists discovered a positive ranavirus case in box turtles in the area, and this research is important to learning more about the virus. They are tagging them to be proactive, doing infectious disease testing at their lab, and don't worry, the dogs cannot pick up the disease or spread it to other turtles. Every year we do annual health assessments of our turtles at our field sites. We spread out in a line and just walk in the woods, eyes to the ground, and we don't do it well because they're good at hiding, explains Jamie Palmer of the St. Louis Zoo Institute for the Conservation Medicine. There's so much error in humans, and we've spent hundreds of hours. But dogs, their noses are better than ours, and we've seen them find a lot of turtles. What better way to combat an invisible threat to the state reptile of Missouri but to use a pack of gorgeous and gentle dogs? That's lovely. We'll do one more, at least for right now. And it's a short one, too. This is from Good News Network, April 25th of 2021. Amazon, Unilever, and Nestle join the UK, US, and Norway in a new $1 billion initiative to preserve tropical rainforests. This week, during the International Climate Summit, 3 governments and 9 giant corporations announced a groundbreaking coalition called LEAF, which is mobilizing to raise at least $1 billion this year alone for large-scale forest protection and sustainable development. The coalition already includes governments of the UK, US, and Norway, and international companies including Airbnb, Amazon, Bayer, GlaxoSmithKline, Nestle, and Unilever. Known as LEAF for lowering emissions by accelerating forest finance, the global initiative represents by far the single largest private sector investment to protect tropical rainforests. The goal is for governments, businesses, and NGOs to pay for high-quality emissions reductions from tropical forests, verified against an independent standard. The LEAF Coalition offers an important new approach that can help protect swaths of trees by offering the financial assurance needed for countries to start prioritizing policies that reduce deforestation. With local level involvement, this approach can be a triple win for the climate, tropical forests, and for people who depend on them, said Manish Bapna, interim president and CEO of World Resources Institute. More participants are expected to join in the coming months. This is a game changer in the fight to save tropical forests, a new model for catalyzing finance at a scale that is truly up to the challenge, said Environmental Defense Fund Senior Vice President Nathaniel Keohane. The LEAF Coalition sets a high standard for how companies can supplement deep cuts in their own emissions by investing in additional emission reductions from tropical and subtropical forests, and also by ensuring that the rights of indigenous peoples who have and continue to protect these forests are respected and fulfilled, added Keohane. This pioneering model of forest finance could channel tens of billions of dollars per year into ensuring the protection of trees on the scale needed to address the climate crisis and meet the world's climate goals. I like that one too. You know, when I was younger, living in California, I always had a sense of, I guess you could say, sadness when thinking about when it rained or when it was cloudy. And that has carried over with me into my life and even into my, being 26 years old. About a decade and a half later at this point. I think, though, that the idea of a cloudy day, it offends a lot of people in some way and upsets them. It's a seasonal affectiveness disorder in my case. But usually, if you can just see a little bit of a breach in the cloud cover, or there's a little bit of blue sky, or even just a sliver of the sunlight peeking through, it always makes my day. And we got a little bit of that here today. Though I did miss it, unfortunately. I wasn't quite in the right state to go out and do work on my planter. But we will be talking about that more next week when it'll probably be finished by then, since it's already so close to being finished. Oh, Jenny, we should go play games at Wise tomorrow if you're available. I think that'd be fun. And unfortunately, my hands are a little more tired, a little more tense, and maybe a little more sore and tingly than usual today. But I've been using them a little more than usual as well. I have to spend more time healing, as it seems. Which is sad, because I really do like typing on my computer and doing the small things I do. But, I still have to accept my limitations for now. Though maybe in the future I'll be able to afford something like a steroid injection, or maybe even have a recuperative session at a specialized center of some kind. Orthopedics are tough, though. I certainly respect anybody who works in orthopedics, because it is a tough job. But I do love the idea of one day being able to use my hands in a more effective way in the future. I look forward to it. I feel like I already got there at one point, but I slipped away from me. Which is sad, of course, but I'm not upset about it anymore. It's true, at least you can voice when need be, Cass. It's very true, Playful. I can get that out at least. And I have to say I'm much better these days at voicing than typing. It has helped with my charisma and my verbosity and my ability to communicate, because that's something that I've struggled with in the past. But I find that all this time away from typing has forced me to make the mental gymnastics required to actually try and speak things the right way. To speak good. Cass, speak good. I'll leave it at that. Oh, my glasses are all fogged up again. But what does help sometimes is wearing sunglasses, of all things, outside when it's gloomy. For some reason, the silver in the nearby environment being blocked out, it does help me a little bit. Of course, you need the right kind of glasses for that. It has to be good. I know, it's nice. Aw, Ella, I'm so glad you can make it. Yo, right back to you. We were just getting back into some more videos. I'm very glad you could make it, Ella. I hope that you're having a nice day so far. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Though I think that Playful has had a hard week. I'm glad your day was chill. My week's been about the same, but my day, I've gotten a little bit done, which, you know, it's tough to get stuff done when your hands are not comfortable, but I got a little bit done despite that. On to our next animal video, though, which is going to be Cute Rat compilation by Shadow the Rat. What's something good that happened in your day, Ella, if you don't mind sharing, that is? Tiny, tiny little rats. Just taking it easy. This mouse video. Okay, that's fair. And how's Aries doing? It is certainly nice to watch a video of mice slash... I don't actually... I think these are rats, but they're very similar either way, and they're cute. Oh good, I'm glad he's well. I think these are rats, but there's a difference. I just don't know the difference. A rat showering himself. No, I've never seen that. We can look it up though after this. Oh, all these rats. Oh, rats have long tails. Mice have stubby little tails. Okay, I'll keep that in mind from now on. You know, that's right. I've noticed that too now that you said it. Aw. What a precious little bunny. I do like rat tails, though. Rested your eyes for a few, but you're good for now. Alright, good. Rat showering himself. Is that actually a rat, or is that... It doesn't look like that's an actual rat, but I believe it. It's a rodent. Oh. Well, I'm glad that you're... whatever it is. Your mom's coming shortly to put more cream in, then likely rest them again. Okay. Well, you'll still be able to hear my voice at least, and I think that qualifies you as definitely being a part of the stream. So I'm glad to have you here regardless. I hope it helps though. No, I didn't show it, Jenny. I'm just going to show these videos instead. It's kind of stupid looking, but you can just look up rabbit or rat showering self. buckets. Aw, playing some b-ball. Oh my gosh. These are some smart dang rats. They've been well trained. I think we're gonna move on to some lizard stuff here in a second. I've suddenly had interest in lizards. I'm not sure what that lizard's doing. It's like it's chewing on its own skin that's dropped. It's horrible. Aw. I've never had agave before, but I've heard good things about agave. He shed his skin, lol, and munching on it. Yeah, that's what I thought too. So, I meant to say this earlier, but I'll say it now. Today, I believe, marks the exact middle point between 6 months ago, when we began this stream, and a year from when we started. And we're halfway to having a full year of weekly cast talks. Isn't that crazy? Oh, hard eyes on a lizard. A whole year of cast talks, I'd be surprised to see what that would really be like. I mean, it's pretty crazy if you ask me. It's a lovely idea, though, to make it that far. I think we can do it. With the help of all these lizards and animals, I think we'll do just fine. Yeah, I knew he was jumping for the camera. I knew it. But yeah, we've made it far, haven't we? We made it real far. Oh, bouncing water on the lizard's head, on his forehead. I've done well with my streams. Well, thank you very much, Ella. I've never been to a reptile show, Ginny, but I'd like to go someday, because they seem very fascinating. Aww. He's shedding his skin too. Aww. What a sweet boy. It's like the longest continuing thing I've probably ever been involved in when it comes to work and stuff like that. Just letting some eggs go. Aw. But it's been a pleasure doing all this for you guys. And we have started pretty humbly. But, you know, we get new eyes and a new follower every now and again. And I'm pretty grateful for that. And May is the month I'm going to start going on a job hunt for some local weed dispensaries. I'd like to work someplace that sells like marijuana or CBD. The front register or stocking or something would be fun. Be a good summer job. Look at that long snake though. I find it crazy that they have to have all their food go through that. It's a lot of digestion. They make it work somehow though, you know, they make it work. Gosh, look at that climbing power. You've never thought of that? Yeah. They really do have to digest things for a while. He's gonna poop. You can't stop him. No. The poop dropped. It dropped. You couldn't stop him. Oh, that's a shame. I'm gonna have to clean that carpet now. I think the chameleons are really cute though, with their bug eyes sticking out of their head. Yeah, here's one now. They're very delicate guys. Very wary. I think he's dancing. Yeah, he was dancing to the jazz. Crap, most of that mom just left. It sounds like you're saying okay. Mom just left. You were still listening and though, good. I do hope you're enjoying yourself even with your eye being in a little bit of a state right now. Oh, you missed most of that. Okay, I understand. That's a tiny lizard. Must be a baby chameleon. Ah, it's tiny. Oh, I'm glad. What's cute next to frogs? We can look at some frog videos. But what we have to do now, before we do that, is we have to do a little bit of a be right back for everybody. What we do halfway through our shows is we take about 5 minutes to stand up and walk around and get hydrated and stretch. Let your body loosen up and relax. And so what you can do is you can go on and do your thing for 5 minutes, and then come on back when you're finished. I'll be waiting for you assuming I get back first. So, be right back. And we're back. Thank you very much, and welcome back to all of you who are just returning from the break. Assuming you took a break, that is. Alright, let's look up some frog videos. Oh, my lights turned off. Thank you very much, Playful. cute frogs. Cute frogs. Thank you very much, Playful. Looking for a good frog TikTok. Let's try this one. Strawberry frog. Oh, it's lovely. I've never tried mixing frogs and strawberries. They do seem like a very well-made match, though, don't they? Oh, washing the frog. Well, I'm looking forward to next week. Oh, my lights went out again. I have to fix these. Frogs on pumpkins. I didn't even see the frog there for a second. Oh, Ella. When would be a good time for us to talk during the day? Because I always seem to miss you. Let me know. Because I do miss talking to you. Oh, there's another frog there too. I didn't even see that one. Frogs have such cute little hands. Free after you come home on Monday. Okay, that sounds good. Oh no, the frogs are fighting. It's a very cute fight, though. It's the dominance over the king of the hill. King of the mushroom. I mean, I'd like to be Mushroom King. How Lion King should have won. And now we're just getting a slideshow of frogs, which I guess I don't mind. I'd prefer video though if I could help it. See if I can find some videos instead. Oh, Top Hat Frog. He's very gentlemanly. Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, glad to see you. Well, I wonder why everyone puts strawberries on frogs' heads. I've always thought that frogs look very noble, though. They always look very majestic. Frogberry. That's a good term. It's a very good word for it. It's almost a portmanteau. Aw. Hungry for some bugs. I didn't want to let go of that finger. Yeah, hungry for some of that finger. You better watch out or it's going to take the whole thing. I know, I know. just a shower frog. I bet frogs love a shower. Oh no, Cassius Frogma. You've done it, Ella. You've done it. Cassius Frogma. That's really good. Oh. Oh. I don't think I can hope for anything better than that. Have you seen me in my frog outfit on Second Life, Ella? I hope you get to someday, because it's very cute. It's very cute. I know it's very good, isn't it? You've seen it. Oh, okay, you know then. You've seen me as a frog. That's a lot of frogs. He's covered in frogs. There's even more frogs. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, he doesn't want the bug. And then, never mind, he does. Yeah, playful. I'll show you my frog outfit someday. It's a big old. I have two frog outfits. I have a frog onesie and I have a frog avatar. So I'll show you one of those. I don't know which you'd prefer though, the onesie or the avatar. But you can tell me whichever you'd like. I'll show up in that one. You want to see the onesie? I'll show you the onesie, Jenny. I'll show it to you. Frogatar. You did it again, Ella. The Frogatar. If you have a onesie yourself, a bunny onesie. Oh, lovely. You have a dog onesie in Second Life. Have I seen that one, Ella? I feel like I've seen that one. I want a onesie in real life, but I don't want to have a bladder that doesn't make me go to the bathroom constantly, so I can actually enjoy the onesie and not have to take it off to go to the bathroom all the time. You know what I mean? And a unicorn and SpongeBob in RL. Wow. Wow. I'm jealous of the SpongeBob in real life. I want a better bladder. That's what I want. So comfy. Aw, I bet. Yep, it's real nice. Alright, here's our next good news story. From Andy Corbley, from April 26th, last month. Monkeys unite and form unlikely alliances after Hurricane Maria ravaged their island. An interesting new study seems to indicate that monkeys increase the size of their social circles during times of strife or resource scarcity. It just proves they're much smarter than we think they are, knowing how to cope with a tragedy or a crisis like that. Researchers observed Puerto Rico's rhesus macaque populations on Cayo Santiago in the aftermath of 2017's Hurricane Maria and observed each individual increased the amount of grooming activities, as well as the number of other monkeys groomed following the disaster. By the numbers, there was a greater than 50% increase chance that the monkeys would be seen grooming after the hurricane when compared to before. They were 4 times more likely to be sitting close to another monkey. Rhesus macaques are more closely related to humans than other monkeys, and the results speak a little about how humans band together during disasters. Destroying 63% of the island's green vegetation, Hurricane Maria took apart the infrastructure of normally deeply protective and competitive primate habitats. Resources that were once plentiful enough to be guarded by small troops of monkeys were now rare, and instead of transforming into a monkey version of Mad Max Road Warrior Wastelands, groups expanded their social circles. Mad Max monkeys. It's pretty cool, though not good. The increase in social connections was measured by the monkeys' grooming habits, as well as sitting down within 2 meters of each other, metrics which could be compared with friends having lunch or coffee, explains the study's lead author. The most common bridge into other groups was friends of friends. The results fit squarely within the social buffering hypothesis that says social animals will surround themselves with more members of their species during or after difficult times. This was true for extroverted macaques, but even more so for introverted, isolated ones, who increased their social bonding much more than the extroverts. They also found that there was no additional effort to strengthen bonds between kin or with the most powerful individuals in the group, only efforts to increase the size of each monkey's social network. The researchers postulate that the nature and specifics of the findings suggest that by expanding their social circle, they are potentially getting access to resources known or controlled by another monkey, and the more monkeys, the more resources. It's a hopeful image, monkeys banding together in times of crisis, something we should think about the next time a crisis buffets our shores. Lovely. Very lovely. I like that one. Do any of you like monkeys? Like, have you ever, had any good experiences with monkeys? Because I've only ever seen them in zoos, but I've never hugged or held or cuddled with a monkey. Though I'd like to someday. I would like to. They seem very friendly when they're not flinging things at you. Which I wouldn't like anything being flung at me. You neither? I feel like Y would have done that, Jenny. I feel like Y would have held a monkey. You know what I mean? I don't know that for a fact, but I feel like she would have. I get that vibe about her. Yeah, she has a I've held a monkey vibe to her. But I would like to spend more time with animals in the future, especially like zoo animals. I'd love to pet cats, and I'd love to go hang out with monkeys, and I'd have to wear very specific clothes for that, though, in case they want to throw stuff at me, which, if they want to, they want to. And maybe hang out with some generally kind creatures. And I do miss the idea of I miss actually touching animals. It's not enough for me to see them behind glass. I have to actually put my hands on them to really make that connection. But I'm sure many people feel the same way. I'd like to make those connections with animals. I'm pretty interested in those sorts of things. But I've always been an animal person. And, recently I'm almost completely vegan, besides unfertilized eggs and honey. That's the only non-vegan stuff I'm eating recently, which I know the eggs are a big one. But being lactose intolerant, I can't eat any dairy products. So basically, I'm having everything sort of squished down into veganism, whether I like it or not at this point. Because I'm very close. I'm very, very close. But my protein goals for the day have been basically met, besides maybe some quinoa after the stream. So there's that. It's a tiring thing, setting up a schedule for your diet and for your nutrition. I think I get better every day, though. It's unfortunate that I had so much done for me as a child that I never got to actually learn about nutrition and stuff like that. But my parents suffer from a lot of inability to teach on that front. But, that's just how it is. Let's get into our next news story. Not ponder on that too much. Irish farmer stumbles onto untouched ancient underground tomb of stone near Dingle. Dingle. By Andy Corbley from the 26th of April of last month. A farmer on Ireland's Dingle Peninsula, it's a nice name, was surprised to find a stone-lined passageway beneath a rock he had turned over in his fields. Many stone tombs called dolmens are scattered across the peninsula, and this one seemed different. It appeared to pass under the ground and was in pristine condition. Gonna go lie down for a while. We'll be listening in still, though. Okay, you take it easy, Ella. You relax. And I'll be going for just a little bit longer. Many stone tombs called dolmens are scattered across the peninsula, and this one seemed different. It appeared to pass under the ground and was in pristine condition. The tomb is lined with standing stones and consists of a long central chamber and an adjacent nook. An oval-shaped stone that may have been rubbed smooth by human hands was recovered inside. While human remains were also found, these important finds have led the Museum of Ireland and the National Monument Service to keep the tomb's location a secret, which is probably for the best. Dingle-based archaeologist Michael O. Coileane. Oh my gosh, that is a very Irish name, isn't it? Michael Coileane. It's so Irish. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to edit that out. I was being loud there for a second. I might save that name and use it somewhere else. It's really, really good. Let me write that down. I'll just yazoo it. Michael O'Corleane. That's great. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. I was a little loud there for a second. I just got excited over a really great name. Has told the Irish Times, this is a highly unusual tomb. It is very well built, and a lot of effort has gone into putting a large capstone over it. He added, the farmer was only able to dislodge it because he was operating a digger. While the urge to date the tomb to the Irish Bronze Age between 2000 BC and 500 BC was there at first, that the uniqueness of the tomb has archaeologists second-guessing themselves, offering that it could also come from Ireland's early Christian age. Smithsonian reports there are nearly 2,000 ancient monuments in the Dingle Peninsula, which has been inhabited for 6,000 years. In the Bronze Age, the area may have been, on average, 2 degrees Celsius warmer, allowing for greater human habitation. It is an extremely significant find, as the original structure has been preserved and not interfered with, as may have occurred in the case of the other uncovered tomb, said Dr. Bríondán Ó Coileáin, another archaeologist familiar with the region. Will let you know of any treasures Irish farmers might dig up next. These names are fantastic. Breen Dane, Okoibaden. I'm gonna get this one too. I like that one. All right, let's do another story, and then we'll do some more lovely, maybe some more amphibians. I'm not sure. Let me know what animal you'd like to see next, because I'm okay with frogs or anything else. Okay. Lost and desperate hiker saved by man's very weird GPS hobby by Good News Network, April 27th of 2021. Benjamin Kuo enjoys looking at photos and figuring out precisely where they've been taken. He happily admits that being a satellite mapping enthusiast is a very weird hobby. But recently, his quirky interest may have just saved a California man's life. Rene Compain was hiking alone in Angeles National Forest when he realized he no longer knew where he was. According to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, the 45-year-old texted a photo of his legs dangling over the edge of a canyon to a pal. In the message, he said he was lost and his phone battery was dying. The police department released the image to the public, hoping someone might recognize the scenery and know where Compain was. Luckily, Kuo saw the report and he had a hunch, notifying the police with what he thought were the correct GPS coordinates for Kuo's location. I was hoping I didn't send them on a wild goose chase and then they'd get mad at me, Kuo said to KCBS TV in LA. Kuo didn't have to worry about leading anyone on a wild goose chase for long. A rescue helicopter was sent out to the canyon, and Compain was found on a ridge less than a mile away from the coordinates Kuo had given. Wow, that is lucky. He knew that. Compain was found safe and in no need of medical care, and he couldn't have been more grateful for Kuo's unique hobby, saying to him, "I crazy appreciate what you did. I really don't know if I could make it there another day. I was just so cold." Wow. Gosh, the stories today are great. Let's see, what animal are we gonna do? Whoops. Let's do some bunnies. This is in honor of my friend Crazy, who has recently gotten a. You're going off for the night, Ginny. Okay. Yeah, I hope you have a nice night, Ginny, and thanks for showing up. Glad you were here. Oh, bunnies are so cool. Oh my gosh. It's like they're playing leapfrog. Oh, what a tiny bunny. But yes, this is going to be a real restful week for me. I'm gonna get my rebar put in. I'm gonna get it cut nicely, and after that, I'm going to. I'm just gonna rest for a little while after my planter's done. You know, because I've been working on that thing for like 2 months now, like at least once a week. I'm looking forward to it. It's a cat's game. Nobody wins. I used to have an Angora rabbit, 3 of them actually at one point. My favorite was named Leon, and he was a wonderful dog-like animal who loved to hop around and hang out and play fetch, basically. I miss him. He was great. I really do enjoy. I really like. I'm going and like so much. I really enjoy animals that have a strong personality and a lot of character, a lot of energy too. Though I can be intimidated by a dog with too much energy. I've been intimidated by Chihuahuas before, who were just like so energetic and all over the place, where I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with you. And it happens sometimes. Sometimes you get overwhelmed. Aw, bunny with big cheeks, because it's been eating so much. I've been really getting into SB, who is a Let's Player who does a series called The Caves of Coed. And I've been really getting into that. It's been helping me get to sleep because he has a very ASMR voice. And I like Caves of Coed, so it's a good match. It's very relaxing and very enjoyable to just hang out and have somebody just talking in the background. It's sort of like, I think, the effect that I have on some people, but it's very sci-fi and verbose as well, which I enjoy. But I've always been interested in role plays and turn-based role-playing games as well. One of my favorites actually was a game called The Resonance of Fate, which is less a role-playing game and more just sort of a hybrid turn-based game. It's a very interesting, gameplay. It's very unique, and there's never really been another game like it, to be honest with you. It's taught me a lot about how to like games design and game creation and stuff like that. I am really happy that I've spent so much time learning about games. See, like that. When animals are just happy to see you, that makes me happy. Because clearly you can tell how happy they are by how much they're moving around, you know? It really is the best. Aw. Yeah, I don't really know what kind of animal I'll end up getting. There's certainly lots of different kinds that interest me, though. You know, I'd also be really interested in being like an animal sitter for somebody else's house. Though it is one of those ways where you can learn about like house design and interior design, and learn about houses in general, by staying with somebody's animal in their house. But I was always so worried, I still am worried, that I wouldn't treat them right. And if they passed away while I was taking care of them, they would think it was my fault. And that does sort of, eat at my confidence at doing that kind of job. Because I would always want to treat an animal as best as I could, but sometimes you can't control those things. I hope that it doesn't happen that way, and that I'm able to take care of an animal for a long time, even if it's just like me being a animal sitter for someone else for a little bit. Yeah, these rabbits are playing leapfrog. I don't know why. But what is a shame, actually, is I've been off of video games for a long time, and I do miss them. I miss the idea of sitting down and spending a couple of hours doing something like that. It's sort of a problem that I think I might never solve. I hope I will someday, but the progress of healing from an injury that's so specific and niche, but also so really important, as not being able to type and use your mouse very well. That is a very difficult thing to recover from for somebody who is constantly using their mouse and keyboard. I've already had to switch quite a bit of my life around for it, and I'm okay with that. But it is a challenge for me. And it has really tested me in a lot of ways, trying to figure out how to make this work, but if anything, it has proven that I can change if I need to. And it is a little, I'm not sure what the right word is. I don't like that I have to have this really specific thing happen in order to change my ways, but, adaptation and adaptation, those are very powerful things, and I still haven't adapted completely, to be honest with you, but I think my adaptation is, oh, look at all those tiny little rabbits, is pretty important, and I think I'm making progress, if I had to say so myself. Oh, they're so tiny. Make sure they stay warm. You want those rabbits to stay real warm, because they need some warmth. Because they don't know where they're going. I do think it's very special, though, to take care of animals. And it's something I want to do, though being a dog groomer hasn't always really sounded good, or a cat groomer, if such a thing is nearly as popular, which I don't think it is. But, I don't know, I do feel like I don't really like hair as much as other people seem to, at least on animals. Though nice hair on an animal can look really good. Like, I, of course, like fur on animals, but when it gets to the point where you're actually styling it and stuff, I'm always like, well, I don't know. I wouldn't know where to begin. I can scarcely even style my own hair, let alone an animal's. I am pretty sure I could make it work, but I would prefer to just have it at a certain length and keep it that way as long as possible. Being chased around the house by a rabbit, that's the life right there. To be chased around your house by an animal, that's pretty good. That's what I want someday. I was also listening to Co-Carnage on Drop Frames and Northern Lion as well, talking about The Binding of Isaac. And I was really enjoying hearing them talk about their success on YouTube and Twitch. And I do think that I'm really interested in understanding what they like about it, and to see what I like about it as well. Really, it's the live nature of it is so appealing to me, to have somebody here to ask a question and then to be able to answer it and to respond, right? That's so key to me, to respond and to be a part of it, a part of the now and the here. That's like, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. Across the world, you could say something and I can respond right away. It's unprecedented, some might say. Though, who knows if it really is. But what I can say is it's certainly my favorite thing about it, and I really do enjoy it. What are these bananas for? Aw, rabbits eating bananas. Rabbits really are gentle, aren't they? It's a rabbit hole. I forgot that rabbits can dig holes. I don't know why I haven't remembered that, but you'd think I would know. But we never really let our rabbit out of the fence area too much. I think that something that also appeals to me very heavily is the idea that somebody could just be so interested in something and just hang out and spend their time here, a little bit of their life, just a little bit, and who could learn something about themselves and enjoy something just as wholesome as this, you know, to get that so that everybody could have a piece of that. Because as many people want to, as, you know, possible, could understand and get a feel and a understanding of all of this world that we have. That's something I really enjoy. I hope I get to share this with as many people as possible. I think that's my wish, is to share this with a bunch of people, if possible, you know, just a bunch of people. You know, it's pretty crazy trying to trying to make all this work and having any success at all is really brilliant. I'm glad that I've met a few people that can be regulars, and I'm glad that I've gotten a little bit of this, beginning understanding of what is required for this to work. And I do feel a little bit of the strain on my body, on my hands especially, from doing this every week. But at the same time, it's not a huge amount, so I'm not so preoccupied with worrying about it every week like I was when I started, that is. But it's well over being a habit at this point, so I'm not as affected by it as I was when I started. But at the same time, there's always a challenge for every job. And I'm just a semi-pro, sort of amateur at this point, which, it's no big deal. I'm doing what I like. And I do hope I can reach more people with this someday, though. We'll have to see where it goes. It's my hope that we can make this community grow and we can work together to make things even better than they started. That's my hope for all of us, though. I do get on I do think that these things, they take time, and I'm totally open to the idea of things taking time. I think there will be an accelerating point. I don't know when that's going to be, though. I understand that kind of like fires, they start really small and they take some time to really get anywhere, but they can kind of go out of control if you get the right fuel. And certainly I'd like to see how it pans out. But I don't have any notions of it happening anytime soon. And if it does, I'll be happy about it, but I'm okay with waiting a little while just to see where it goes. Twitch is a pretty slow game. And it is something that a lot of people spend a lot of time trying to even get moderately successful. And I expect I'll have to do the same. But I have always felt that my quality, the quality of my content and the actual effectiveness of my things that I do, the ASMR and the relaxation, I think that's really good. I think that has a lot of quality to it. And if you just make something that you like making and you make it well, you can't go too wrong. And certainly my craftsmanship does make me happy. It makes me really happy when somebody says that I've helped them relax or get to sleep or they had a good time. And I really do live for that. It's something that really excites me and keeps me feeling like I'm doing the right thing. And the more of that I get, the more venerated I feel, the more empowered I feel to keep going and to keep striving. It certainly does make me feel as if I'm on the right path, which I haven't felt that way about many things in my life. So it certainly is it's a new and exhilarating thing, to be accoladed and recognized and all that. But yeah, this is gonna be a restful week. I'm gonna get that planner done, and then I'm just gonna take it easy for a while because that's been my big goal for the past couple of months is to get that done. It is a nice change of pace. But yeah, it is really nice to get that gratification. Certainly, it's what I'm living off of right now as far as my desire to keep doing this. Just the chance of getting someone new who really enjoys it. That's something I look forward to. I am starting to get pretty tired though, so we're gonna wrap it up here in about 5 minutes. Certainly, it has been really hard changing my life to fit a more game-free schedule, and I fail all the time at not playing video games. I failed yesterday and the day before playing a game called Tabletop Simulator. And just before the stream, I actually quit out of Steam completely, and I may have to uninstall it for a little bit, I'm not sure. But I gotta keep off of that. I gotta keep away, because if I don't, I'll never heal properly, and if that never happens, then I'll never even have a chance to try and play it. So I've gotta keep off, and I've gotta do my own thing for a bit. But certainly, this does give me a lot of leeway. It gives me a lot of room to grow and to find that new place that I can sort of feel at home in. It's really the comfort of all this nice positive energy people have been giving me is I have felt quite at home doing this with all the regulars that show up. That's the good thing about having a really nice chat is that you don't really have to feel pressured into being exceptionally entertaining or anything like that, which, I think I'm entertaining enough on my own, but I do wonder what that might be like to have to entertain more than like 10 people, because I can entertain like 3 people really easy, especially because the 3 people here are pretty, I don't know what the word is, like they're a little slow when their responses, so I don't have to feel too pressured to respond immediately, even though I still do. But like more than that already, I'm kind of like, oh, it's a challenge. It's a real challenge trying to think about having to deal with that many people who are all interested in talking at once. But I like it. I do like the idea a lot. I look forward to seeing how it plays out, how it continues. Though I do think I think I'm going to run out of backgrounds pretty soon, so I may have to start reusing a few of them or find something new to do. I have been working on. Oh, that would require tabletop sim. Never mind. I can't do that right now. I'll have to think of something. I don't know what I'll do just yet, though. But it appears that now we have come to the end of our time for this week. And that means that Cast Talks is ending for just for now. But it'll be back next week. As always, the stream is made possible by the kindness and by the participation of chat, which is mostly Jenny Breen and Teddy Two Bears, or Ella, and Music Freak, who is playful. And I'm always eternally grateful for their involvement because they make this very fun for me. And to anyone who's listening to this in the present, if you'd like to, you can join the Discord by clicking on this link right here. Let me just get it for you. You dozed off a couple times. Well, that's what it's for. Sorry, I'm so loud tonight. But yeah, I'm so glad that you have been enjoying it. Yeah, join the Discord if you'd like to, and take a look at my YouTube channel, as well as the Patreon for some extra stuff. We have so much content available. We have content to last you for like an entire month at this point. Like, we have enough Cast Talks to do dailies. We have enough ASMRs to do so much as well. And if you like relaxation, or you like what you've heard here, you're gonna like my YouTube channel. I can just about guarantee it. And as always, you guys, all of you who have been listening, and everybody who's enjoying themselves now, especially if you're asleep, thanks for coming. Stay safe and take care. We'll see you next time.